What's up, everyone? Welcome to Barstool Breakdown. We got a great show for you today. We're going to break down Surviving Barstool again. We're going to do our segments. We'll do the Beast, the Least, the Beef of the Week, the Comment of the Week. Let's get it.
Get sturdy as fuck.
This is it.
I should be over like butterflies, but I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst nights, I'm into you.
All right, welcome to Barstool Breakdown. I'm Frankie, here with my co-host, Jonathan. How we doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Another great week in the Barstool world. Okay, not all the way great. I'm stressed out already. TJ Watt went out first play of the game. I'm watching the Steelers as we record. But we're gonna be okay. He's back out there, and he almost got Bailey. Anyways, it's great. Like in the week of Barstool, it was great. I said great a bunch there, but fuck it, let's roll right into it. Surviving Barstool, obviously, Monday through Wednesday. That's what we're all captivated to and pulled to. And it started off with Rico writing fake notes and. Like
real quick, let's just say a congratulations to the 5 people that won. Even though we didn't win our bets. Congrats. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Sorry, Jonathan. Go ahead, brother.
No, you're good. Yeah, I forgot to mention that too. Yeah. Thanks for the support. We appreciate it as always. But yeah, Surviving Barstool. Rico started off the week by writing fake notes and trying to set people up for clues, and everyone was onto him right away. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, it was insane. Kevin just like basically playing him was hilarious too. And then like getting to hear it all back on Barstool Radio is so fun because like he's just been joining every single day, which is hilarious. And that was just a great moment where he was just like, yeah, like I didn't know you knew, like,
yeah, right. Like everyone knew. And I think someone was even like trying to mess with him when they found it. I think it was Tommy found the fake clue. And yeah, but then he went from writing fake notes to really carrying that first challenge in the beanbag toss. Like they were sending him out 4 or 5 times in a row, and he was coming back like winded. He had to get pulled off the chair, but he was the only one hitting shots. Like it doesn't seem that hard to like what they were doing. It didn't seem that hard anyways, but obviously it's harder than it appears. But yeah, Rico just carried in that challenge, and they still ended up taking it out.
Yeah, well, it was crazy too because he says in Barstool Radio, he was like, yeah, I should have just kept going. Like, I don't know why I should have just kept doing it, whatever. I said I was winded, but you don't get that gassed, blah, blah, blah. I felt like he would just kept going and going and going and going and going. Like at some point you got to understand he's going to be gassed. And he even went the second time or, another time after he said he needed a break and stuff. So, I mean, I was almost positive that there was no way he was getting voted out after that, even though it looked like that could be the next, move there for a second. So yeah, fun episode. I will say that for sure, especially since it was the first one paid for,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's worth every dollar, like that. Even from that episode, like after that episode, we all knew because, what else went down in that episode? You had Soy Jerry, I'm Jerry, that whole moment with Gaz sending the wrong text to, he very clearly meant to send it to Tommy to Tommy and Dave and say, are we killing Jerry? But he included Jerry in that group text and just, are we killing Jerry? And had no explanation for it. Just had to repeat himself over and over until Jerry was like, I'm Jerry. Like a great fucking clip. $10 alone for that clip is great.
Yeah. I am Jerry. Like it was just so someone posted the thing. It was the I am Groot thing. It was like, I am Groot. And then it just switches like, I am Jerry. Like it was just so funny. The funniest part is the I am Jerry was not as like monumental of a moment as the I'm Jerry, which there's a separate, if you didn't notice, he says I am Jerry once and he says I'm Jerry. Both of them are just iconic moments to me that'll never like leave my head. I was just crying laughing every time because his eyes get like this. He's like, I'm Jerry. Like he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I got to mention this because I said it in the group chat, dude, tough look for Bald Paul. I mean, in the group text, the last message in that group text was from Jersey Jerry. Right before he says, are we killing Jerry? The last message was from Jersey Jerry. It's like, what the fuck, Gaz? So yeah, I still don't understand what happened. He tried to come on radio and explain it. Still don't get it. So
yeah, it makes no sense at all. It's like the Steelers giving up a Bailey Zappi first drive touchdown, in Pittsburgh. It makes no sense how that happens, but sometimes you do dumb shit and you give up a touchdown to the Patriots on the first drive of the game, or you're Gaz and you send a text to the wrong people when you're staring at it. But yeah, I mean it got him killed eventually, it seems like, but obviously not that episode, but it got Dave killed.
Yeah,
because it seemed like they were out rocking together, and then I mean we knew Jerry was on PFT's side, but what a fucking play.
Yeah, well, and that I love the fact that there's like these multiple alliances that are like being broken and stuff like that. And I got other stuff obviously for our, beast, least, and beef and stuff like that. I'll get into more of that too when we get to there. But you got Jerry basically back and forth. You got Che back and forth. So there's someone like, on each tribe that was kind of playing both sides. And now that they're, finally going to merge and stuff, like this show's just getting good and we've already paid for it. So it's like, even if he said another $9.99, I'd be like, done. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be fucked up. Don't get me wrong, but I'd be in for it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth every penny, man. It's been fucking incredible. I know people are upset about how Jerry played Dave, but he took out one of the big guys. Like Big Cat was already out. He needed to take out Dave to get the power back on his side because now PFT seems like he's the lead dog in that group, especially after Gaz being gone too. But you still got Tommy Smokes in the fucking game. Like they're just letting this guy get away with everything. He's just going forward and forward. Like he can't fucking be stopped. Like that's the most shocking part of his it all. And he didn't have immunity in that one when Dave was out, right?
I know. And that's in my head. I was like, okay, he's going as soon as as soon as the next challenge happens, he's gone. Of course, you forget because you can win immunity. And what does he do? He fucking wins immunity because he's Tommy Smokes and he's the Usain Bolt of Barstool, like I said before on Stoolie Wednesday.
Yeah, he's a fucking monster. I'll go through what I had for the second. It was a challenge within the teams, so it was like team and team that had a challenge. There's a challenge in between the team, and you had the darts. You had PFT throwing darts, coaching out Rico and Jerry on who to throw for, trying to get Tommy and Gaz out right away.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, well, they all knew who the alliance was, so PFT's not afraid to put his nuts on the table.
Oh, no, I get it. It just
like we should win this.
Yeah, it just weirded me out. I didn't like it.
No, I hear you. And then Rico winning immunity for that episode was huge because he got to stay in, a day longer. And who else? And then Jerry still has his idol, so that both those were safe. But yeah, it's such a good fucking show. I'm just losing my train.
Jerry's idol is going to be one of the biggest points of the whole show. I'm like really stoked to see what ends up happening with that. But I honestly think he's going to be in the final 3 because of that idol.
Yeah, if he doesn't waste it on PFT, like if he knows,
he will.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the smart play may be like he knows like PFT is about to get kicked out, right? And he has an opportunity to play this idol, but I would keep the fucking idol hidden. Like, oh, what? Sorry, Eric. See you later, because it's getting to that point in the games where you're all by yourself, anyways.
Yeah, and you know what though? The issue with that is I just realized because like I was thinking like, hey, just don't save him. But if they had like a little plan or something, PFT could just say Jerry's got the idol. You know what I mean? And I mean, you could be lying about that, but you know what I mean? Like that.
You think he'd fuck him like that? Like what? Okay, what if it was? I guess like the only way that it'd work out. Like I thought he might have used it in the last episode because like it seemed like PFT's name was going around a lot, but then no votes for PFT came up. It all
right.
Came
I
out.
think because that was like a ploy too. But the craziest part was, in my opinion, was the whole like them voting off Dave and then Dave just being like fully like pissed off and like shocked. Like I felt like Dave and Tommy were like the 2 biggest targets in the entire series. You know what I mean? I understand you want to keep Dave in for the content and everything like that. And, our guy Sam, of course, like that's why he wanted Dave in there. He wants the content out of Dave, which is obviously going to be the best when Dave's in it.
Yeah, he made a good point.
I thought that was the right move, honestly.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Sam did make good, on Stoolie Wednesday made a good point to where Dave just wanted to play. Like that $100,000 doesn't mean shit to him, but he cares about the content, he cares about the company, he cares about the game itself. Like he was giving it all out there. But yeah, Dave was a big target because like being Dave El Presidente, like all these guys are in your pocket at the end of the day. So like, you got to get him out because Dave will play to the end and try to fucking beat you. Fuck. God damn it, bro. Fucking pick. There's a flag though. There's a flag. God. Hold on the defense. Jesus Christ, Mitch. Yeah, you go ahead there. Lost my train of thought. Sorry. Go Steelers.
No, you're good. I got all these bets on them, so I'm fucking hoping that they come through. So, but yeah, I didn't have much more for episode 2. It was the double elimination, double council thing, which was kind of cool. Just because obviously it was kind of obvious at that point. I thought like when they were, taking out one from each team that they were going to merge after that, which Viva Tribe, awesome. Love the name of that. Fasoli Tribe is what we should call it. So it's getting, like you said, like this is now, and KFC said this a bunch of times on Barstool Radio, this is now where most of the episodes started, or most of the seasons, I should say, started. So
Yeah,
like
and
the last
it's
2
gonna go
seasons
rapid
started
pace now, though.
now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
about to be
that's
rapid
and
pace.
it's just there's just so much content that's already been given to us, and now we get like a whole nother series basically for free, I guess, you know, if we already paid for it kind of thing. I know you're paid for it already, but you're getting, you know, 3 more episodes plus the live stuff, plus we've already gotten these first 6 that were unbelievable. And that's the thing too. I will say just one thing. People are bitching about the fact that the first 3 were already able to be watched, and they're like, well, you know, we're not paying for those episodes. We're paying for the ones that, you know, these new ones, whatever. And it's like, no, because if you guys don't remember, YouTube made them take it down. So you can't even rewatch it or see any clips or anything like that unless you go, you know, on
I think maybe
Barstool TV.
maybe their point is like so many people, like, you know, it was getting 500,000 views per, like so many people had already seen it for free. So I think maybe that was more their point. But like, yeah, still just quit the bitching, quit the whine, and pay the
Yeah.
$10. Go without your Taco Bell for the day and fucking, you know, watch what's worth it.
Yeah, well, the issue like I had, like that made sense to me. Like the fact that they were all the videos. I want to do live chat. Like FSU Brando mentioned it, dude. Like
Yeah.
that was one of the most fun parts. Obviously, all the Barstool guys were in the live chat on YouTube, which was amazing too. So that was like a big thing. But it was literally people on Reddit and stuff like that, like complaining and fighting with other people, saying, you know, you didn't pay for 6 episodes, you paid for 3 episodes, meaning like the first 3 because they were free. Like I don't. To me, like I said. That's like that's like a TV show going on TV, and then they pull it off TV, and you got to buy the series. It's like, well, yeah, that's what it is. You pay for the entire series. Like that's so. Anyway, it's been an amazing series. We mentioned on Stoolie Wednesday last night, so I'll just start with this for episode 3 because I think KFC kind of cleared it up a little bit, even though I think he was lying potentially. But the fact that Fights was like, this table's got to gonna be something, you know, got to do for something, one of these challenges or whatever. And Kevin's like, no, this is where we eat, you dumb idiot, or whatever he said to him, which was crazy because then all of a sudden KFC is starting to say that he, you know, came up with this device, mnemonic device that Shay does this.
Maybe he's throwing Fights off the scent though too to win the challenge. Who knows?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was insane for him to say like, no, this is where we just eat, you dummy, because it was like they're obviously an alliance,
right?
And it was like it looked like he was kind of like fucking Fights over. On radio today, he mentioned that was very early, like that was like possibly not even the same day when they did that stuff. So like, or maybe it was the same day but earlier that day, and they brought that table in, and he's like, no, dude, this is just the table. And then all of a sudden he realized like, oh shit, that's what all these things probably are. You got to memorize them, whatever. But it was definitely just weird. And that's why I thought it was one of the biggest things we mentioned on Stoolie Wednesday last night was the fact that, you know, KFC and Fights are like literally an alliance. They're podcast together, obviously, like great friends. And it seemed like he was withholding, you know, information that he thought was true with Fights. But, you know, either way, Fights is like one of my favorite people of all time. And the way that he plays the game is amazing because it's just like, yeah, love me or hate me. Like I'm here. So fuck it.
Yeah, know? For sure. Yeah, he's just running it. He said it since episode 1 that he was there to hang out, you know, eat snacks and be a vibes guy. So he hasn't deterred from that, and we've seen people in previous game shows do it. You know, you had Sass who just stayed in the house and Most Dangerous Game the whole fucking way through. You had Nick Durrani of the last Surviving Barstool kind of just hang out, like. Yep. So it's a method that's been done before, but it's proven to get you second or you know, not make it. You're not going to win it doing that.
Right. Right. Well, it depends. It depends on, you know, who's in the council and stuff like that. Cause I think if KFC gets voted out and he's like, you know, one of the ones left, then, you know, that's where I think that like strategy he played where he's not making enemies might come in, you know, in his favor. But I'm still confused on, like, we talked about, like I just said, KFC and Fights, they're going to be, you know, a team, whatever. You mentioned earlier about Jerry and PFT. I think Tommy made a great point. If Jerry doesn't kill PFT and PFT is at the end, like I think Big Cat and Hank vote for PFT. If all 3 of them are out, I think they all 3 vote for Jerry. So
yeah, you mentioned that yesterday too. I don't know. You were saying it's maybe fucked up, like if they don't vote for PFT because of like their past and stuff. But I don't know. I think like Big Cat definitely like considers Jersey Jerry like his little protege, bro. Like he's always trying to help Jerry out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I could see Big Cat going for JJ, and even though PFT's his guy, still I like the end vote's going to be very interesting. It's, you know, it seems like Jerry has a path there, but it's going to be super interesting and hard to predict. I think that like those predictions might just need to be saved until like we see who the final three is, and then because like
for sure.
PFT against Jerry is just that's a tough vote for anybody. Well, for Big Cat specifically, I think Hank probably leans more. I've seen that. I could talk myself into Hank voting JJ too, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean that's my point. Is like they're definitely going to be, you know, I don't see again. I'm about to say they're definitely going to be leaning towards PFT, but it's like I guess that's why Neil was laughing so hard yesterday too, because all of a sudden I'm like, guys, you don't think freaking PFT wants to win this game? Like I understand the money doesn't mean as much to him, but it's a competitive game and it's $100,000. And Neil was like, oh, that's a good point, whatever. So I don't know, man. If he's at the end and Big Cat and Hank vote for Jerry, I think that fucks up PMT's just entire vibe almost. You know what I mean? Like if we were going on a competition, bro, and it was me and you and whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go vote for Neil instead of you because whatever, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? So it's you know what I mean? So I don't know. And they've been together for so many years. It's like, I don't know, dude. I just feel like I understand the money means more to Jerry, but I just think like when you're in a game like this,
yeah, everyone wants to win it. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. Everyone at the end of the day, everyone wants to win. Yeah, and then we didn't really talk about who got eliminated that episode. It was Kirk, who he's still trying to get that knife out of his back that Che put in there, because Che turned on him and Will. Like he was playing Will and Kirk, and it was with the KFC guys all along. And yeah, he played Kirk right out of there too, which is another good decision. Like get Kirk out of there. He's one of the ultimate competitors in that competition, especially when it comes to the mental side of the game. Like you got to get him out. Yeah, got to get him out.
His head games are fucked, dude. Like just watching it makes me anxious sometimes, like for the people that are like with him in the room. Like I think about it all the time.
Like producer Rob was in the background. He was definitely in the background clapping when Kirk got eliminated. He's like, fuck yes, get the hell out of here, bro. Right. You fucking asshole.
Well, it's like I think to myself all the time, like when I go through like who the least is and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, like I try to stay away from people like Kirk because I just feel like we're like, a small little podcast. It's just stoolies, whatever, but he'll catch wind of this somehow, blast it on his show or to his fans. And then all of a sudden we'll just be getting destroyed. Like it's just a crazy, like universe that they live in. So, Stephen Che is just getting harassed on every post that he does by Minifans and by Rico Riders as well. But yeah, it's just, that was quite the move by Steven right there, in my opinion. It was the right move too, by the way.
Right. Yeah, I didn't disagree with that move at all. I think that it's going to hurt Steven in the future with votes, with like, Will can't trust him. Like he was saying, like he went through this little monologue in the third episode. It was like, yeah, he's my friend. Jerry's my friend. PFT's my friend. Like he said, everyone's his friend. He's like, and I trust Will, but I understand why Will doesn't trust me. And like, he still thinks that everyone's on his side. So he's going to end up letting that like bite him in the ass in the end. But yeah, Kirk's out, and then the whole next episode, it seemed like everyone. It was almost like foreshadowing in the beginning of the third episode. They were talking about Rico sleep talking, with lights on and music playing, and Kevin talking about how he's losing sleep because of it, and like PFT had mentioned it like in previous episodes, and then you had Will messing with Rico like in the beginning of that episode. It kind of like foreshadowed like these guys are all picking on Rico. They're ready to get rid of Rico almost.
Yeah,
looking back on the episode, that's the way I saw it.
Yeah, I could see that too. And it like I said, the editing has just been so unbelievable. Shout out to the editing team again. It's just been so awesome the way that they edit each episode. Even when they do the votes, it's like you almost know who they're voting for, but the way they edit it, it's like maybe not, whatever. And I don't know. It's just such a fun show, and I can't wait for these next couple episodes because I was confused and I thought this was the end, and then there was just going to be like a one more thing and then a live finale or something. So I'm stoked.
Yeah, no, they're crushing it, man. I can't wait to see what's next, especially after you have, Tommy making a deal with the devil almost in PFT, who he knows has been trying to get rid of him the whole time, saying, I won't write your name down tonight as long as you don't write mine down in the future. And we'll see if, he holds that deal. He also made a handshake deal with Fights and KFC saying, don't write my name down. So I doubt that anyone's like actually going to hold their word. Like, backstabbing's coming. Doesn't matter. It's the game. It's surviving Barstool, so they're gonna stab him in the back. But Tommy was over there, walking around with his immunity necklace on, which props to him. He fucking well deserved. Memorized that shit and had it down fast. Like KFC was like, yeah, I had it memorized. I just couldn't do that fast. Like he was just on top of it. But and then doing all his deals, walking around with that chain on his neck, letting everyone know he had the power in the game now.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said it yesterday and Stoolie Wednesday. If someone mentioned to me, they said if Tommy makes the final 3, and it was like he said some other people, whatever, and I was like, Tommy. And they were like, no way. No one's going to actually vote for him, whatever.
Right.
If I'm PFT, if I'm Dave, if I'm Kevin, if I'm Fights, all of those guys have been saying it before the show even was a thing, before this was even like an all-star cast, before Dave even bought the company back. They were like, Tommy's got to go first. KFC said it a million times. He's like, Tommy's got to go. He's got to be the first one we vote off. If that motherfucker makes the final 3, dude.
Yeah, he
and you know, he's pretty decent with words too. He should have a case for sure.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like to say I'm still here, you know, who would have thought I'd be in the final 3 or whatever? You make your, you know, point right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if he makes it to the end, he's well deserved to get everyone's fucking vote because he walked in with the biggest target on his back. Everyone trying to fire arrows at him from day one. And what he do? He went in the very first episode and took out the biggest name, the guy that we all expected to be around because he's friends with everybody. Barstool Big Cat. See you later. Tommy Smokes has played this game perfect from episode 1 to episode 6, and I like it. If he wins it, I mean, he's already a legend for making it this far and winning what he's won in the past. But I mean, he's obviously the GOAT. All right, before we wrap up, going into the next week of episodes, the last 3 episodes, and then the live finale, or however they're gonna do it. Who's your final 3?
Who do I want, or who do I think?
No, I mean you know, just give me 3 names that final 3.
I'll just give you 3. Everyone will just have to decide if this is who I think or who I want. Jerry, Compton, Fights.
Okay, I could see that.
I
got Jerry, Tommy, and Will.
All right, well, let's move into our segments, and let's start off with the Barstool Beast of the Week. All right, I'll start this week. My beast was Stephen Che, or is Stephen Che.
Okay.
Multiple reasons. I know that surviving Barstool is the main thing, so I'll just start with that. He was in multiple alliances, right? He was on both sides, which was amazing. He started out, you know, with KFC months before, apparently, and he made the big move. He eliminated Kirk, which was a huge move. Might have been bad for him, you know, in the long run, but I think it was the right move. In general, he's playing a great game right now. He almost, you know, he made up the song to remember the 10 blocks and stuff like that. So in my opinion, that could have just got him the beast of the week. But I believe he's 5-1 this week also on Trust the Data. And
he's not a hater.
Killing it. So there's just no question to me after surviving Barstool, you know, Trust the Data, it's Stephen Che, my boy. So shout out Stephen Che.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not a bad pick. I don't disagree with it. Che, he's had a great week when it comes to surviving Barstool. You know, I've been keeping up with the Yak as much, but yeah, his bets right now he just had another ladder play that hit tonight. For Halliburton, I think it was, or it doesn't matter. His Trusted Data and surviving Barstool play has been phenomenal, especially of this week. It seems like he can't take a loss, and then him and Rico getting into it a little bit, which I'll get into a little later. Che had some W's there too, so I can't disagree with that at all. My beast it's a little, I guess, different. It's more off the surviving Barstool path. My beast is TJ Hitchens. So TJ he made it to day 100 on his little weight loss his weight loss journey. He made the post. I've lost 64 pounds since August 25th of this year. Sat down and shared some thoughts and answered some of your questions on the journey this far. Thank you so much for your support along the way. Here's the next 100 days and beyond. So he started at over 300 pounds, right? He's down at 236, and that's in 100 days, just sticking to the same, sticking to working out, and increasing it, the intensity as he went on. He shared his treadmill routine. He's talked about his diet and how, what's gotten him through it. 20-minute video that he posted. 1.5 million views, 6,500 likes. Like, it's a hell of a video. It's a hell of a listen. Only 20 minutes, and like for people who have like struggled with like dedication or like, it have gone from that point. Like for TJ to even like have the willingness to share that he's been a fucking beast through the whole process. Like we probably should have had him on as the Beast like multiple times through this process because it's been very impressive. And then he's walking around with mostly sports sign all week. He's taking it to the gym, taking it to the meat aisle. Like he's all over
To the
he's
bean.
dominating. Yeah, and then and then you could just talk about everything that he does during the day when he's dominating in mostly sports at the yak or whatever else he's working on. The kid's just super impressive, man. That's a hell of a journey to go from 300 to 236, and he's not done yet. Like he said, it starts with the first 100 to go to the next 200, then 300. We'll see. Like once we get to 365, the journey doesn't quit. You just keep going on it, and yeah, he's crushing it, man. Like super proud. I know it's weird that I say it, but I mean I'm super proud of the dude. Like that's fucking impressive because like most people, once you get to a certain point, it's hard to get up and go. But he has that mindset, that beast mindset. There's a reason he's in the Rutgers Fan Hall of Fame because when he commits to something, he commits. And yeah, absolute beast, TJ Hitchens.
Yeah, I am super glad that you used him as the beast. I'm glad that you mentioned, the 100 days and all that stuff because we probably would have glossed over that because of all the stuff going on, with surviving Barstool and just our segments and all that stuff. So there could have obviously been other people that you picked, but I am so glad that you picked him because I mean, I've been DMing with him constantly, just being like, hey, keep it going, man. Like you're keeping me, like in line sometimes. There's days where I want to eat some shit and I'm like, fucking, I don't need to do that. Like go get some Quest chips or some dumb shit like that instead. Like TJ's eating, just looking at him from the milk challenge till now. People keep, comparing those pictures, especially in the video that you talked about. He almost looks like a different person. I mean, it's almost insane. The glow up is real. So, all I got to say is Gia, TJ.
Yeah.
What's up?
They look
No, that's literally all I see now on like Reddit and all the different times that TJ posts that stuff. They're always like, "Where's Gia? Where's Gia?" So, shout out to those two. I know that they're good friends, but that's just a Barstool couple waiting to happen for everyone on Reddit and beyond. All right, well, let's move right into the Barstool least of the week.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and take the reins here on this one, Frankie. I'm going to stay out of Surviving Barstool again for my least. It's Brandon fucking Walker. Now, he's had some wins in the latter half of the week, but in the beginning of the week, he's getting smoked. He's getting cream pied by Smoke. He got him right back with a cream pie, and Smokes, had that terrible reaction. Like, are you going to be ready, mentally prepared? But yeah, then he gets smoked again with, FSU greater than Bama, Mincy is king, and then a big old dick on the front of his hood. And like at first, when he reacted to that in the yak, he was like pissed. Like he was like, someone really fucking vandalized my car. Like he was ready to go. But it's gonna be very interesting to see what comes from that. And then you also have him walking in on Mincy's first show. And he takes a picture from the back. He just said, "Look at this." And then he, afterwards he tweets out that wrestling was canceled for having too many producers. We had one producer because Mincy right now has a full fucking TV cast of producers running Wake Up Mincy. So that's just another L for BFW. And like in that tweet, like Mincy quoted him and put like it was a picture of Mincy like being the king, like whatever. Mincy's dunked on him a couple times, it seems like. And then, like I said, he did have a big win, Big Game Boomer, who, college football guy, but talk page on Twitter. That has his own podcast and shit. Put Brandon fucking Walker as the number one college football personality, which is great. But this is the Barstool least. That has nothing to do with Barstool. Big Game Boomer's his own entity. So Brandon's been catching L's this week. He getting smoked that much, especially when you're gonna sit there and talk about how stupid Smokes is, but he keeps getting you, man. So you got to get him back, or you got to have a bigger win. And I think maybe that's why he talked about Big Game Boomer so much and like being number one is because he was making up for the losses he took all week.
Yeah, and it's funny too because you mentioned those losses that you say, and then he takes this dub as the number one college guy, whatever. But then they just shit on him on the yak nonstop because they're like, wasn't like Dana Beers on that list?
Right.
Where's Mincy on that list? They're like just saying like there's a bunch of other guys on that list too, Megan Making Money or whatever. Like they were just like, saying all this stuff, and he was just like, "Can I just have one? Can I just have one?"
Right.
So yeah, I fully agree. My least is kind of, again, it's like a hybrid. So, and it's also more than one person because it is Team Minahan. is my least. So
Okay.
if you think about it, Hank's been eliminated, Kirk's been eliminated, Rico's been eliminated, all
Yeah.
gone from Barstool, surviving Barstool, right? Then if you watch the dozen, they lost to Flux, the number 17th ranked team, I believe. They lost to them in the final round. Shout out Chris Castellani, unbelievable steal in the final round. I could see it in his face when Kirk said he didn't know. Chris was like, "We're gonna win because I know this." It was just amazing Slumdog Millionaire moment. I could see it before the game ended. So I got to give it to the entire team Minahan. It looks like Kirk's going to make some changes possibly on the team, which looks like possibly could be Hank because he did not have a great showing. So, I didn't know who to pick at first here with the least, and then I realized it's that whole team. They just took massive L's this week. So,
Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. Chris Castellani had a huge game that game. He dominated that bonus round, went 3 times in a row. Took the bonus round himself, and then took the steal. But I mean, I don't know if you can put all the blame on Hank for that loss. Kirk missed both his golf questions. And then Rico, he tried to blame it on himself on healthy debate. They're all wearing that loss pretty hard because it's Team Minahan, the defending champs. They're having some early, they're having that title, that championship hangover that everyone talks about. They don't look great to start. The first game of the season, you kick off Quiggs, and then he loses by himself. So Jeff D'Lo was made sure to say first loss is a full team, but it wasn't a great showing. But Flux, shout out Flux. Chris, Carl, and who the fuck's the third one?
Joey.
Yeah, Chris, Carl, and Joey. They showed up. They beat the number. What were they ranked? 3 at the time. Probably just going to keep dropping now because they look like full disarray in team in hand.
All right, well, let's move right into the Barstool beef of the week.
Fuck you! Well, fuck you too! Oh, my God! What? Brandon, what?
All right, I got a pretty short one, so I guess I'll just go first. You could kind of build off of it. My beef was just Jerry versus Dave. And it's not like the beef of the week almost. I mean, it's for this week because of the episode, but I made it the beef of the week because of, if you recall, it's been over a month, I think now, that we had mentioned on Stoolie Wednesday, hey, what's going on between Jerry and Dave? I think me, you, and Neil were in a group text, and we were talking about how something must have happened during surviving because, Jerry's going at Dave, Dave's going at Jerry, and it's a little bit weirder than normal, whatever. So now we finally get to see why. And, like I said, I don't want to say rightfully so, because I don't think Dave has the right to go at Jerry as much as he did on following him and doing all that stuff. I feel like you're playing the game. You got to know it's the game. But, Jerry killed Dave. Dave was trying to, be nice and, hold off for Jerry, which I still don't believe that's true either. I don't think Dave had a heart and was like, oh, I'm just not going to vote out Jerry. I think he was just doing anything in his power to not be voted out himself. And that was it. So it's not the greatest beef, I guess you could say, but it was a long, standing beef that clearly was, had some stuff behind it. And then all of a sudden this episode airs and you're like, got it. That's what happened.
Dave and Jerry have had this tension building up, and you're wondering where it all stemmed from. And now it's become obvious. Them going back and forth, and I think he even Jerry walked past and maybe offered to fist bump, and Dave didn't do it or something. Maybe no, that was Kirk that did it to Will. But it's like you said, it's going back to sports advisors when Jerry's trying to get him out of his seat, and this is explaining a lot of why that beef originated. Mine's also surviving Barstool related. It's
real quick. Do you remember when Jerry showed up late to advisors? And Dave made it a huge fucking thing. You know what I mean? At first it was kind of whatever. And they're like, oh, maybe that's why. Cause I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that. Maybe he's being a little hard on him now since he stabbed him in the back. That makes sense. But my beef also surviving Barstool related. I'm hopping back into that. It's Che and Rico. So, Che votes Rico out. He's part of that, getting Rico out. And then immediately on Twitter, right after that episode, Rico tweets out, Stevie the Rat with a bunch of rats should be commenting on all videos, all tweets and platforms from now until I say stop. Che then go ahead and quotes that with a clip of Rico saying he's not going to be upset from the yak, like when they're talking about a pre-show, saying, you know, I'm not going to be upset if someone like stabs me in the back or whatever. It's part of the game, whatever. And it's also kind of weird because Rico quoted Will and said, "Diabolical than to chop me off. Diabolical, respect, you're a wizard." So he respects Will for voting him out, but not Che, which is kind of weird. Like, it feels like you're picking on the little guy here. Like, I don't know, maybe you think you can take Steven. But yeah, I think Steven's kind of winning the beef. Like, all his quotes, like Steven's writing a blog with his favorite Trust the Rata data shot. Oh, shoot. Sorry, my light went off.
Yeah,
anyway,
I noticed that.
Trust the Rata photoshops. He's writing a blog with his favorite entries. So yeah, should be interesting to see how that all plays out, especially if Steven does end up making it further. But like, you know, Rico's tweeting out, he's tweeting out pictures of like Soprano scenes where they're killing rats. So there's the light.
Yeah, it was pretty funny to hear Che talking about it today on the Yak. Actually, he mentioned that he's like, yeah, there's some pretty funny you know, rat memes that they're giving, you know, me on my posts and stuff. And then, you know, I'm looking at all the trusted data picks and things like that, and every other comment, or like 3 of every 4 comments are just like rat, Steven the rat, you know, all this shit. So you know,
Yeah,
he's just taking it in stride.
The riders have officially been unleashed. Rico has let him out. They've put him out on the hit is on Stephen Che. The problem with me is I'm a data guy too, so I'm just not going to get mixed up in this one. I will announce to the world that there is a beef out there between Che and Rico. So if you have a side, if you're the rider, you do not like Stephen Che right now. If you're a data guy, you don't fuck with the riders right now. But if you're stuck in the middle like I am, I'm just going to put my hands up and tell you guys about it. But yeah, hell of a beef this week, and yeah, it's going to be, I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. It doesn't seem like Rico's taking this one very easy. So
yeah, it's funny because it seems like because of Surviving being so long ago that like all of the beefs that were happening during the show may have just kind of subsided, or else they did a good job of acting like they didn't really care. And now that it's all coming back, I don't know if it's like fake. Like, I don't know if Rico and Che are just kind of behind the scenes like, yo, let's fuck around and just do this stuff or whatever. Or if it's like, it's coming back out and they're like, you know, fuck you, dude. Like, I remember you did this shit, or like, you know what I mean? Because it looks like there's a lot of new stuff too that's coming out where they're like, what the fuck, dude? Like the fact that they didn't know PFT did this stuff, you know, until after and all this stuff. So, you know, it seems like people are starting to be like, whoa, you did this, or what the fuck is that about? You know, so I don't know. Anyway, it just seems what happened.
fucking touchdown, Hunter Henry.
No.
14-3 Pats. Steelers fucking stink. Game's over. Go to bed. Let's end the show. Next, what's our next segment? Comment. Let's get on to it. Fuck the fucking Steelers. Fuck the NFL. Fuck Mike Tomlin. Mediocre Mike. We're going to stay mediocre forever. Mitch Trubisky should never throw a football again. Put in Mason Rudolph. At least he throws it deep. Fuck. This is terrible. What's next?
The comment of the week.
Vacation mode. Kind. I'm flying a kite right now. Let's go.
Since you're probably still just recovering from that, I'll start off here. And he could have won this a bunch of times because he gets decent reactions to a lot of his replies. He's ratioed people plenty of times before too. But I guess it's just because that's like, I'm just so used to him doing that. I usually don't pick him, and I like to try to pick a stoolie or pick something random. But it's Neil. Neil deserves it this week. It was actually I actually had Robbie Fox as the one because he replied to Jersey Jerry saying, you know, Jerry said, hopping on meat, you know, don't think I'll, you know, whatever he said, something like, I don't think I'll ever get off or whatever, you know, didn't think I'd like it this much or something.
I'll get to that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Robbie put a, you know, picture of like him, like whatever, which I thought was great, but not to be ousted by Neil, who after the 49ers beat the Eagles, Neil's a 49ers fan, Max is an Eagles fan. Max posted the standings of the NFC where the Eagles were number 1, and, you know, it got a bunch of likes and, you know, people commenting on it though. And then Neil threw it up on a banner, those things up like the rafters, and it got like over 1,000 likes. I don't think it ratioed the tweet itself, but it got over 1,000 likes, and I think Max has got like 1.5. So it was pretty close, and it was just a perfect response to it, especially since Neil's a Niners fan. I thought that made it so much better. If it was just a random, you know, tweet by Neil, it would be funny too. But the fact that he's a Niners fan and that's like an extra troll, shout out Neil, Stewie Clubhouse, you deserve it.
Yeah, Neil, he has some quick-witted responses on Twitter. There's a reason that he's good at social and being a social guy, because he knows how to hit you with a good meme. And the Niners did just fucking boat race Philly. They own the state of Pennsylvania. They boat raced the Steelers just like the Pats are about to do. So speaking of the Steelers, I'll roll right into my comment. You started to bring it up. Jersey Jerry, big Steelers guy. Not sure if you guys know that. He's probably very sad on stream right now. He tweeted, "Hopped on meat last night. I think I'm addicted." So there was a ton of great responses to it. Obviously, he's setting himself up. Like, he knows what he did with that tweet. He knows, like, and maybe he doesn't though, because he's JJ. Someone, and so the guy's name is him Nance at Trippy UTD. He said it was always Jerry Pride, and it's a picture of like someone in a gay pride parade, like with the full rainbow thing, whatever. And then Jerry ended up quoting that and saying, "This just has to stop." Like,
Yeah,
he's setting himself up. So now you got Jerry rapping, or you got Jerry Biden, and now we got Jerry Pride. He is on meat. He's addicted. He doesn't think like he can get off it. He hopped on it. So yeah, shout out Trippy UTD, him Nance on Twitter. Great fucking comment.
All right, now let's just move into the end of the show and get to the dozen. To replace Edgerrin James, the Colts drafted this running back in the first round out of LSU in 2006, to which he rushed for over 1,000 yards in each of his first 2 seasons.
Fuck, I do know this. Fuck, who was it?
Edgerrin James.
Fuck, I can see him. I think it was like number 21.
28, right? 21?
I thought it was, yeah. Fuck.
Oh, God, I got Jay Ajayi in my head. It's not him, though.
No. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. Let's pass for now. Let's pass. Let's come back to it.
There's 2. Go back to it, all right. College basketball. Sons of NBA All-Stars Glenn Robinson III and Tim Hardaway Jr. were teammates as a part of Final Four team in the Big Ten. That was Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
I don't know if you're old enough for that, but I knew
No,
that for a fact. What South African country won the first World Cup in 1930?
Ghana. I don't fucking know.
South African, isn't that?
You got me, bro. Geography is not my strength, and I obviously I wouldn't know that.
Pass. Not a good start. Costco, the Costco brand Kirkland signature is named after a city of Kirkland, which is located in U.S. state, Washington. Let's go. Do you have Kirkland, or Costco where you're at?
Yeah, we actually buy Costco water and sell them at concessions.
Yeah, Kirkland. We got one in the fridge right now. Oh, that's easy.
They just used this one in the dozen. Anna Kendrick and shit. Who was the guy? This is the same one from the dozen, is it not?
Jim Halpert.
Yeah. John Krasinski. They just used that in the dozen. Yeah,
I know that.
Just use it in the dozen.
Yeah, I didn't even realize, unless maybe I just didn't notice it, but I subconsciously did. But that was fucking easy. Mango a go-go, white gummy, orange dream machine, and strawberry wild are names of drinks offered by what beverage focused chain? Slumdog Millionaire. You know this one?
No.
Jamba Juice.
There you go.
It was in FGCU where I went to school. Or else I would have never known that. Anthony Anderson racked up 7 Best Actor Emmy nominations for his leading role in the ABC sitcom from 2014 to 2022.
Who the fuck is Anthony?
That's got to be like Blackish, right? Is that the show called? He's the guy in Malibu's Most Wanted. He's like the chubbier, bigger dude. And I don't know if you ever seen Malibu's Most Wanted, but he's like the second thug.
No, go with your guess. I'm totally
guy.
hanking here. I'm not gonna be able to score.
Yeah, I think it's Blackish. Is that not the name of the show?
I don't know the guy.
I swear Blackish is the name of. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's go. I knew it was. I thought it was like Blackish or Grownish. Those are those two that I think he's in those.
Right.
A box office hit. Arnold Schwarzenegger played a tough detective who goes undercover as an elementary school teacher. 1990 action comedy. I mean, Kindergarten Cop was just
Yeah, Kindergarten Cop.
amazing. From 2003 to 2004, this rapper had 3 top 5 Billboard Award Hot 100 hits. Holiday Inn, Right There, and One Call Away. I know this one too. Do you know this one?
Chingy.
Do you know it?
I said Chingy.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
I think you're just super delayed
This
on what
one,
I'm
dude.
saying.
Joe Ajayi. Joe Adai. Oh my God. No, it's Joseph Adai. That's the name, dude. That's it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes,
Yeah, I was
let's
thinking like
go. Jay Ajayi, Joseph Adai. Let's go.
Yeah, for some reason I had like Donald Brown in my head
All
too.
right, well, fuck. Just give me a South African country.
I don't know South African countries. I don't know.
Here,
I couldn't
call
tell
it
you
from-
where anything is in Africa.
Michelle, do you know a South African country? Any of them?
I think it's South America.
Well, South America is not going to help.
Maybe.
South African country.
How about Africa?
Oh wait, it's South American.
South America
Okay,
is
no,
like Brazil and
What the fuck?
Argentina.
Yeah, just I don't know. I'd probably go Brazil.
Argentina?
Sure.
Brazil?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, let's go Brazil. Fuck. Let's double sip it.
Okay.
Go Argentina? Or who else? Who could be?
Let's think of one that's a little.
Colombia? Which
Colombia
one?
could be good?
Colombia,
Oh.
Argentina.
What about like
Fucking
isn't Uruguay maybe?
Uruguay.
Yeah.
Portugal. Is that South America?
Yeah. But they're
I'm
they're
going
two
Portugal. You good with Portugal?
I don't know if it is.
Main,
Well, then
no, I think
I'm thinking
Portugal is
Argentina or
Spanish.
Portugal.
I like Uruguay.
What?
I like no, we tried Brazil. I don't know. Yeah, do what you want. I don't care. I think Portugal's like Spanish.
Uruguay? Well, I'm going
My
with yours.
fucking-
Fuck it. Because I
My fucking
don't know.
my iPad just fell.
It's fucking Uruguay.
Nice.
Back at it. Back to the perfect round. I don't know what the fuck just happened on Uruguay, but that was amazing. And I'll take it 9 for 9.
Yeah, 9 for 9. We're good at the dozen, apparently. Like sometimes the Steelers suck at football. The only consolation is it's always good to be on the breakdown. Go Steelers.
Absolutely. Smash the under. Viva.
It's the Barstool Breakdown. Go ahead and give it to me. Breakdown. Let's listen to those guys. Breakdown. What's happening at Barstool this week?